Vatican City. The very name conjures images of ancient stone and golden domes. It is the heart of the Catholic Church, a spiritual beacon for over 1 billion souls across the globe. Yet this tiny city-state, nestled within Rome, holds more than just religious significance. It is a place steeped in history, wrapped in layers of enigma. For centuries, its high walls have guarded secrets, fueling endless fascination and speculation. What truly lies behind its ornate facades and within its heavily guarded chambers? The allure is undeniable, drawing us into a quest for understanding that spans millennia of human experience. We are compelled to look closer. The air in Vatican City seems to hum with the weight of ages. Imagine walking its cobbled streets, the same paths trodden by popes, emperors, artists, and saints. Every corner turned, every shadow cast by its magnificent architecture whispers tales of bygone eras. This is not merely a collection of buildings, it is a living chronicle, a testament to faith, power, and art. But with such a long and complex history, the line between documented fact and whispered legend can become incredibly blurred. The Vatican itself has, at times, seemed to cultivate this mystique, leaving the world to wonder about the truths it so carefully protects from prying eyes. Separating what we know from what we only suspect is a monumental task. Think about it. The Vatican has existed for nearly 2,000 years. It has witnessed the rise and fall of empires. It has been at the center of profound social and political transformations. Throughout this long history, a culture of discretion, some might even say intense secrecy, has often prevailed. This isn't accidental. Information has been meticulously managed, access has been restricted, and narratives have been carefully shaped. Is this simply prudent governance, or does it point to something more profound being deliberately kept from public view? The reasons for such guardedness are likely complex and multifaceted. Perhaps it is to protect the sanctity of faith, shielding spiritual matters from the harsh glare of secular scrutiny. Or maybe it concerns the exercise of power, safeguarding the institution's influence on the world stage. Could it also be that some truths, if revealed, might be too unsettling, too challenging to established beliefs or historical narratives? The Vatican's history of secrecy acts like a veil, making it incredibly difficult for historians and researchers to paint a complete picture. This inherent challenge only deepens the intrigue, urging us to dig deeper for answers. The Vatican has never been just a spiritual entity. It has always been a significant player in global politics. For centuries, popes crowned emperors and mediated disputes between nations. They commanded armies and controlled vast territories. The Holy See's diplomatic reach extended across continents, influencing the course of history in ways both overt and subtle. Its pronouncements could spark wars or forge peace. This deep entanglement with worldly power means the Vatican's history is not solely one of faith, but also one of intricate political maneuvering, alliances, and rivalries that shaped our modern world. Consider the major historical junctures: the Crusades, the Renaissance, the Reformation, the Age of Exploration, 2 world wars, and the Cold War. The Vatican was present, an active participant or a powerful influencer in all of them. Its stance, its actions, or sometimes its inaction, had profound consequences. Papal bulls once divided the New World between colonial powers. Vatican diplomats navigated the treacherous waters of 20th century geopolitics. Understanding these involvements is crucial to grasping the true scope of its historical impact, an impact that continues to resonate today through its global network and moral authority. Alongside this political power, there has always been the matter of money. The Vatican's financial dealings have long been a subject of intense scrutiny and, at times, considerable controversy. The Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, is perhaps the most recognized symbol of this financial dimension. Founded to manage assets for religious orders and Catholic institutions, its operations have often been shrouded in a level of secrecy that has invited suspicion. Allegations of corruption, money laundering, and involvement in shady international finance have periodically surfaced, casting a shadow over the institution. These financial entanglements raise difficult questions. How did an institution dedicated to spiritual matters accumulate such significant wealth? And how has that wealth been managed over the centuries? Reports of financial irregularities and the Vatican's struggle with transparency in this area are not mere fiction. They are documented in investigative journalism and historical accounts. The implications are serious, touching upon the ethical responsibilities of a global religious leader. The quest to understand the Vatican's finances is not just about numbers. It's about accountability and the intersection of faith and immense worldly resources. Deep within the heart of Vatican City lies a place of legendary mystique, the Vatican Apostolic Archive. Until recently, it was known as the Vatican Secret Archives. The name change was meant to signal openness, but the allure remains potent. Imagine miles upon miles of shelving, stretching far beyond what the eye can see. These shelves hold an estimated 53 linear miles of documents. That's an almost incomprehensible amount of paper, chronicling centuries of human history, papal governance, and global interactions from the perspective of the Holy See. What untold stories, what explosive revelations might be waiting within those countless volumes? The contents are believed to be staggeringly diverse. We're talking about correspondence with kings, queens, and emperors. Think of Galileo Galilei's trial documents, or letters from Michelangelo about the Sistine Chapel. There could be detailed records of church councils that shaped doctrine, diplomatic cables from nuncios in far-flung corners of the world, and personal notes of popes making decisions that altered history. Beyond these, what about potentially suppressed scientific discoveries or alternative historical accounts that never saw the light of day? The archives could hold answers to some of history's most enduring puzzles, potentially rewriting chapters of our shared past. Access to these archives has always been tightly controlled. For centuries, only select scholars, after rigorous vetting, were granted permission to study specific limited materials. The process of declassification is painstakingly slow. While Pope Francis has made efforts to open more recent sections, such as the Pius X archives related to World War II, vast swaths remain inaccessible or uncatalogued for practical public research. This careful curation of access naturally fuels speculation. What is not being shown? And more importantly, why is it still deemed too sensitive for the world to see, even after centuries have passed? The potential impact of full, unfettered access is difficult to overstate. Could documents within prove or disprove long-held theories about historical events? Might they expose uncomfortable truths about the Church's role in certain periods? Or reveal internal conflicts and debates that challenge the monolithic image often presented to the public? The archives represent a treasure trove, not just for historians of the Church, but for anyone interested in the intricate tapestry of human civilization. The very act of guarding these documents so closely transforms them into objects of immense intrigue, each unopened manuscript a potential bombshell. While much remains hidden, some shadows concerning the Vatican's financial dealings have undeniably crept into the light, often with shocking implications. Think of the Banco Ambrosiano scandal in the 1980s, involving the Vatican Bank, mysterious deaths, and alleged connections to organized crime. It was a crisis that rocked the global financial world and severely damaged the Vatican's reputation. More recently, there have been ongoing efforts to reform Vatican finances, driven by reports of mismanagement, lack of transparency, and even corruption within its administrative structures. These are not ancient history, they are contemporary challenges. The implications of such financial scandals are far-reaching. For an institution that preaches morality and charity, any hint of illicit financial activity or opaque dealings can be devastating to its credibility. It raises fundamental questions about accountability. Who is responsible when things go wrong within such a sovereign entity? How can trust be maintained or restored when the management of vast sums of money, much of it donated by the faithful, comes under serious question? The struggle for financial transparency is a battle for the very soul and integrity of the institution in the modern age. In summary, Vatican City remains a place of profound complexity, a unique intersection of deep faith, ancient tradition, immense global power, and undeniably enduring mystery. It is a repository of some of humanity's greatest artistic and spiritual achievements, yet it also holds on to secrets that continue to fascinate and trouble observers. The quest to uncover hidden truths, whether they lie in dusty archives or complex financial ledgers, is not about sensationalism. It is about a more complete understanding of one of the world's oldest and most influential institutions and its true impact on our collective history. The layers of secrecy, built up over centuries, will not be peeled back easily. But the pursuit of knowledge, the desire to understand, is a powerful human drive. As more information slowly becomes available, and as researchers continue to probe, perhaps a clearer picture will one day emerge. Until then, the Vatican will continue to guard its secrets, and we will continue to wonder. So, the question remains for all of us to ponder. What specific truth, if revealed from behind the Vatican's walls tomorrow, do you believe would most significantly change our understanding of history or the world today?